it's time for the Lombardi Lookahead. So, again, you go to VSiN.com/subscribe. It's the article that kind of sets you up for the weekend. It takes you from Thursday night into the weekend with power rankings, top 5, bottom 5 quarterbacks. It's awesome. And we're going to start with something we had been doing for a long time, Michael Lombardi, and it went away. I don't know where it went, but that is a little Philadelphia soul. You and I both love Hall & Oates. And one of their famous songs is, I Can't Go For That, No Can Do. And this is what's important for bettors. You got to discern. Sometimes you just throw a line away because it's a Hall & Oates play. And we're going to start there. Dolphins, Chargers, the Dolphins laying 3.5.
You know, one of the reasons why I think this is a Hall & Oates no-can-do play is because I don't know. Let's start off with this. 80% of the games this year, Patrick, in NFL games, and this is an unofficial number, but around 80%, the line was meaningless. Last night, the perfect example, okay? If you took the Rams and the 7, you didn't need it. You won outright, right? And so if you took the favorite, they covered. If you took the dog, they won outright. 80% this year. It's just so random. And you say, well, how hard could it be to pick winners in the NFL? Well, ask all those 6,000 people in Survivor who are not doing it anymore, right? It's hard. It's hard. This is a game where I'm not sure who's going to win. Like, part of me, my right brain says, well, the Chargers stink on defense, and Tua will throw the ball, and Tyreek Hill will be unbelievable, and Waddle, and they'll score a ton of points. Okay, got that. The other part of my left brain says, even though Justin Herbert's 21-23 as a starter, in those 44 starts, he's had 20 300-yard passing games, and he's had 3 more at 290. Okay, so basically 23 out of the 44 games he started, he's had over 290 yards passing. So he's going to move the ball in Miami too. So my point here is I can't pick a winner. I don't know who's going to win. I want to take Miami because I don't trust the Chargers, but I don't trust Miami's defense. So for me, Patrick, you know what that means.
All that adds up to, Michael Lombardi, that's a Hall & Oates play.
I love it.
No can do. Can you throw up the graphic? I want Michael to see it. Can you throw up the graphic one more time, Elliot? Because I was laughing. I just realized what happened. I might be Daryl Hall, and you might be John Oates, or you might be John Oates, and I might be John.
No,
look at over there, Michael.
No, I'm definitely John Oates.
One of us has
We got to get the abandoned luncheonette cover on that. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know how you feel about this game, but to me, I have this as a 1.31 game on my power rankings. You know, and the line is 3.5. I think it's come down to 3. I could see cases for both sides. You know, there's really I think there'll be a lot of Miami Dolphins fans there at SoFi because the Dolphins fans, they travel and they're passionate too, right? And, you know, McDaniel's got to get back on track. He knows he's going to Buffalo next week, right? And that's going to be a hard game for him to win. For as much as he wants to praise Tua and love Tua and give Tua all this, he knows winning in Buffalo is going to be a real challenge as the weather changes and changes and changes. So, you know, part of me wants to take Miami, and I was thinking about taking him on the Russo play, but I keep worried about if Mike Williams, and it sounds like he's on track to play, if Mike Williams plays with Keenan Allen and Palmer and all these other guys, DeAndre Jordan, all these other receivers, I mean, they actually might be able to make some plays.
Well, I'll tell Mikhail, Elliott, hit the sounder one more time. I want to hear it one more time, and I'll tell you why you can't play Miami. Go ahead, fellas. Hit it. No can do on the Dolphins, and this is very remedial. If you're betting the Dolphins at 3.5, Michael, you could have bet them at 2. You lost the best of the number, and it went through the key number of 3. Yeah. You can't bet the Dolphins. If anything, you're betting the Chargers this late in the week, right?
Yeah, I would think so. You know, to me, I would. I don't. But again, if you go back to my original statement, 80% of these games have the number has been meaningless on, right? Yep. Right around 80%, and so if you just pick the winner, you probably have a better chance of covering than you do trying to figure out, a perfect example last week. If I would have thought that last week, Houston playing Cleveland, I would have just picked Cleveland and forgot the 7 because they won and they covered. how we all can get into that. But for me, how about the Lions and the Lions in Jacksonville last week? That was a close game. I had it as a no-can-do. I was back and forth. I kind of thought the Lions would win. I didn't trust Jacksonville. I didn't trust. The line was meaningless.
I can't get over the picture. You look good with Daryl Hall's hair. Or John Oates' hair.
I need more hair. I I pulled a lot out last night. Made me pull a lot of hair out. I can tell you that.
I can't get over. Okay.
I mean, last night I would have not wanted. If Al Davis were alive, I would have not wanted to get on that airplane. There's no way I would have wanted to get on that airplane. I would have walked back.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but when it started to get tight, I looked at Millie and I said, I have to be honest with you. I'm glad I'm with you and not with him right now because he is probably not a happy man. And she was like, oh, I'm glad I'm in California right now. Okay, we move on.
She can't stand it. She's like, are you always so negative? No, I'm not negative. I'm realistic. I'm just telling you how this game is going to go. And if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong. I've been to too many games. I know how it goes. If it goes, it's luck. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you see it, you got to say it. It's time for the line of the week. Let's go ahead and throw it up. This one's interesting. The line of the week this week from Michael Lombardi. The 49ers laying 3.5 with Tom and the Bucs in town.
I mean, think about it. Tom Brady facing Brock Purdy. Okay? Tom Brady and this is a great graphic, Elliot. Wonderful job. How is Tom Brady? When have you ever? And I'll ask this to Patrick, and feel free if Elliot, if you know it. But when in Tom Brady's career has he ever been a 3.5-point dog to a rookie quarterback?
Has it happened? There's no way it's happened.
I can't even imagine it's happened.
There's no chance.
How many times do we see Belichick stat against rookie quarterbacks? Right? Like he's like, when has he ever been a dog in that? Right? So now he's a 3.5-point dog going back to his hometown against Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Now, Eagles, Brad Gable, 1991.
Wait, he said it's happened. It's happened one other.
That's
okay. So it's happened one other time, Brady in this spot, but it's an anomaly for sure, Michael.
I mean, it's an anomaly. I mean, Brady wasn't Brady in 91. He was a 6th-round pick from Michigan in 91.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
All right. So you say to yourself, well, take Tom Brady, and that's an easy line. You'd 3.5. Stop. Slow down. Let's talk about it. Let's have a little discussion here. The Bucs are 2-3 on the road. They've been outscored 91-63 in their 5 road games. Their only road cover was against the Saints when they went off as a 2.5-point favorite. They needed 17.7 from their defense in the fourth quarter, along with 5 Saint turnovers to cover and win. Okay? They didn't cover. They lost to Jacoby Brissett. They didn't cover against Kenny Pickett. And they lost as a 13-point dog to P.J. Walker of the Panthers.
And what's tremendous about that
That's the line of the week.
It is the line of the week. It's and great quote from the Lookahead on the line of the week. Tremendous job. Let's get to this. I want to hear from Vance Joseph, and then I want you to react. Let's go ahead and play that quickly here. Elliot, go ahead.
I see an offense that's running the football well. It's a very conservative pass game. Lots of screens, all kind of screens. It's like a defensive guy's calling offense. It's how a defensive guy will call offensive plays, right? Let's not turn the ball over. Let's get 4 yards of play and try to burn clock, and that's what they're doing. That's what he's going to do on Monday night. And he's going to be patient. Maybe take a shot here, from time to time, but for the most part, it's running game, it's quick game, and it's screens. So that's
you got a minute.
That's what he's doing.
That's Vance Joseph talking about the Patriots offense. That's your coordinator battle of the week.
Well, I give Vance Joseph credit. I mean, he's honest. He didn't lie. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's a defensive coach calling offensive plays. There's really no rhyme or reason. There's no rhythm to it. There's just, we're not going to turn this ball over, or we don't want to turn this ball over, and so we're going to try to avoid taking any risk or putting anything into trouble. And it's challenging. And, now that the Patriots know what Vance Joseph said, I mean, trust me, they've read these comments. They've seen them. It's going to be interesting to see how they react to it. How do they react to this? Because the players know it, and the players are sitting there saying, we agree with Vance.